Simpsons, weeknights at 7 on Fox 5.
And welcome back to Hollywood, California, as Fox NHL Sunday continues back here in Studio 7, along with Wayne Gretzky and Dave Maloney. I'm James Brown, and in the game you're watching right now, a real defensive battle. Capitals and the Bruins deadlocked at Zippo, and again, a real strong battle in goal.
Well, the big factor here was a major penalty in the first period. Sylvain Cote hits Knipscher from behind.
Power play important, Wayne?
Very important, especially this time of year, trying to get playoff position. You got to have your power play going. 5 minutes, no goals, that's a big factor.
Big factor in the first period of this hockey game.
Indeed it was. So Washington has reason to smile as we take a look at the highlights from that first period of play. Again, the battle of rookie goalies here. Blaine Locker of Boston going against the ace net detective Jim Carey of Washington.
Speaking of Jim Carey, he's going to make a big glove save here. Importance of face-offs pretty good. I got the puck towards the net, but not this time. Jim Carey snags the puck. Play in front of the net. Where's the puck? There it is, lower left of the screen, off the post. Now, Locker doesn't know where it is, but point is, it ain't in the net. That's good enough, 0-0.
And that's why it is that way after one. Philadelphia and the Rangers. Eric Lindros, coming into today, has scored only once in the last 6 games.
Well, Pat Verbeek, Rangers got him a couple weeks ago. He's going to get the first one. Mark Messier now is going to create some flow in the neutral zone. Verbeek's going to go wide, but what's happening now is Hextall's got to move with the puck. Are his feet in position? Let's see. Oh, I'm going to try this one. Right leg, no puck, 1-0 Rangers. Second point here. Now, Lindros, big guy, is going to get in the middle. Then a little snapper here. Oh, we thought he might have surprised Richter, but I think that puck went off of Brian Leach's stick. 1-1 at that point of the hockey game.
And the Flyers nursing a 1-goal lead after one there in the battle of the Florida teams. Tampa Bay and Florida all even at 1. John Van Beesbrook, one of the best in goal.
Best in goal. You talked about Hextall earlier. This guy just moves nice and confidently, in and out, never really out of position, always in control. Jesse Belanger scored the first one off of Darren Bootley here. Just kind of trickled in behind the big fella from Tampa.
Tampa Bay did add another one, and it's all tied at 1 apiece there. Dallas and Chicago, a real strong battle in the Central Division. Blackhawks trail by a goal there after a period of play. St. Louis and Detroit. Scotty Bowman, my goodness, looking to be the first coach to take 4 teams to the NHL
Well,
Finals.
you know what happened here? This is the first goal on Fox. Keith Primo, big guy around little John Casey in the net, 1-0 for it. And this is Air Fedorov. Here he comes. One-on-one against Dougie Lidster. Don't look at the puck, Doug. In the side. And now, top right of the screen. There's the puck right there. What a goal, Sergei Fedorov. Reminds me of this guy beside us.
Talking Michael Jordan in basketball. A nice Michael Jordan move on ice. And Quebec and Ottawa, 6-5 the score there in the Nordiques. We've got an Eric Lindros feature coming up for you right here as Fox NHL Sunday continues from Hollywood, California.
It's about change. About breaking rules. And making new rules. About building machines more in harmony with humanity. It's about questioning everything. It's about change. The new Dodge.
MCI Proof Positive Saves of the Week.
Peter's got me on this mission to find Marcus Spellfree. So, I'm gonna find him, talk to him, and convince him that Gramercy is the right house for him.
Not a hurry with a modem.
Info MCI, a personal information service on your computer that updates itself daily from news and information sources worldwide. To install the 21st century in your office today, call 1-800-888-8100.
kids, growing up can be tough. That's why Nike and the NHL are taking hockey to the streets. In NHL cities all over North America, Nike NHL Street offers thousands of kids the chance to learn how to play the game, how to work together, and how to have fun, all in a safe environment. To get more information on Nike NHL Street, call 1-800-929-PLAY.
And welcome back to Fox NHL Sunday. You know, there is nothing worse for an athlete than hearing the term unfulfilled potential. Well, those were the whispers about Philadelphia Flyers superstar Eric Lindros after his team had failed to reach the playoffs since he's been there, much less make a run for the Stanley Cup. But that could all change. The Flyers are in first place in the Atlantic Division, and Lindros, he's only the league's leading scorer. But to be in the same class as his idol, Mark Messier, he needs to win the Cup. For many hockey players, it starts here on the frozen pond. Some skate before they can walk. They dream of becoming the best, just like their heroes, and of winning the Stanley Cup. During the early 1980s, Mark Messier was winning his first of 5 Stanley Cup championships with the Edmonton Oilers. Back then, Eric Lindros was scoring more goals than a 9-year-old should. His idol, Edmonton's Mark Messier. Eric kept Messier's trading card in his school locker with dreams of someday being compared to the superstar.
Well, I got 132 goals last year, so I want to beat that.
By the time Eric was 16, his skill and physical presence led him to dominate the Canadian Junior Hockey League. He guided Team Canada to an Olympic silver medal in '92. Along with 2 World Championships and a Canada Cup title, Eric was on his way to NHL stardom. But his entry into the NHL created great controversy. The Quebec Nordiques drafted Eric first overall, but Eric refused to sign. Not since John Elway denied the NFL's Baltimore Colts had anyone challenged the system. Traded to Philadelphia, Eric became a Flyer in '92. Now Philadelphia's 22-year-old captain is among the league's finest. His style of play and leadership is often compared to that of his childhood idol. Why the comparisons of Lindros and Messier?
Same profile. He's smooth. That guy's got it going on. You know, I'd like to say that maybe I was as quick as him. He's a real powerful skater. He's a real leader in the dressing room, and something that I can really look up to and try to learn from.
What do you think he sees in you?
I don't know. I have no idea. You'd have to ask him.
Well, I think right now he's probably the best player in the league right now, or they're certainly the most dominant player.
Shot, he scores!
You know, you have to think a guy like that is going to win the Stanley Cup sooner or later, and if they surround him with the right people and the right environment, he's going to go on to win a Stanley Cup and maybe more.
I just turned 22. You know, really in the long haul of things, I'm a kid still learning, and you got to be patient with things. In Pittsburgh, I guess it took 7 years for them to finally get in the playoffs with Mario, and then they later went on to win a pair. You know, it takes time. It takes a while to get everybody together, get all the ingredients in it, and finally this year, I feel we've had the strongest hockey club that I've ever been able to be part of on the ice in my short time here.
Rest assured that Eric Lindros is fully aware that winning the Cup is the most important objective in fulfilling his immense potential. Fox NHL Sunday continues after this.
It's as far as Michelin science has ever gone. Our biggest breakthrough since we invented the radial. Technology that brings us to a new level of performance, in good weather and bad. In the rain, in the snow. Technology so advanced, it even saves gas. The new energy tires with Radial XSE technology from Michelin. It's science that goes beyond magic.
Do you know how much sprinkles you got? Well, from this can, then you start. you believe how much Pringles you got? So pop, the Pringles don't stop. Get the great taste you want, not the greasy mess this bag got. Pringles, once you pop, so much more than you ever thought. You can't stop.
Hey, hockey fans, there's a new official in the NHL. One that's making a big hit. Bud Ice and Bud Ice Light, the official beer sponsors of the NHL. Goes down easy and icy smooth. Bud Ice and Bud Ice Light, an official you'll like.
Dennis, you're just a little bit too tight, man. You need to loosen up. So, man, be provocative. Don't be so conservative. Shake things up. Be shocking. Let your hair down.
Please, lay off the hair, okay?
Over the top, man. Be an individual.
So what do you want me to do?
Well, you can start by eating your pizza the wrong way. Crust first.
That's weird, man. That's too weird.
Introducing stuffed crust pizza from Pizza Hut. With a ring of cheese baked into a totally new, thinner crust, you'll want to eat it the wrong way. Crust first.
Just turn it around.
Well, Dave, you crazy, man. You crazy.
Large, just $9.99.
From the director of 48 Hours, Bill Paxton, Ice-T, William Sadler, and Ice Cube. Trespass, Tuesday at 8, 7 Central.
Welcome back. We are just a few minutes outside the nation's capital. You're looking at Sam Rosen and Joe Micheletti. No. This is Sam Rosen and Joe Micheletti. Glad you're with us for the NHL on Fox. The Boston Bruins and Washington Capitals are scoreless. They're getting ready to start the second period. First, a word from your local station.
Hear the real-life story of 5 young men in their dream to play basketball. Yeah! Wesley Snipes hosts this award-winning special, Hollywood Dreams, tonight at 7, 6 Central.
My father went to a special school that would help him learn how to make paper. Because you know how all these computer people have to type and print and type and print and type and print. They use a lot of paper. And my father, he uses lots of paper to write up his new ideas. I think when he goes to sleep, he's thinking, what are some new ways to make paper making better?
Near this spot, cold beer is being born. Choice grain and hops are brewed with cold Rocky Mountain water, then aged at near freezing temperatures. Finally, our beers are prepared, packaged, and shipped cold, direct to your hometown. From Colorado, the Shenandoah Valley in Virginia, or Shelby County in Tennessee. Cold beer from Coors. It kind of has a ring to it.
Dear car owners, when your suspension's going, you can feel it in your bones. Your car shakes, rattles, and rolls. The suspension experts at Midas can help. We'll give you 25% off your car's alignment and 50% off your second shock or strut.
And a guarantee on shocks and struts for as long as you own your car.
We call it shake, rattle, and roll control. It'll make things go a whole lot smoother for you. That's the Midas way, the way it should be.
All right, a quick stop. We are out of here.
At Mobile, we accept more credit and ATM cards than any other station, with no extra cost. Which means we'll take just about any card you might have.
What did you do?
Or have left.
Hi. Hi, how are you?
Take this?
Sure, no problem.
Oh, great.
We take almost everything.
Would you take a dog?
Mobile, how can we help you?
Fox NHL Sunday is brought to you by Dodge. The more things change, the more things look like the new Dodge. By Michelin, because so much is riding on your tires. By Nike, who encourages you to participate in the lives of America's youth. And by Pringles, so fresh, once you pop, you can't stop.
Time now for a Bud Ice game summary. As you look at the numbers in a scoreless game, the Caps have done a great job keeping the big three for Boston quiet. Only one shot amongst Neely, Oates, and Bourque.
They've done an outstanding job, and there's 5 areas that are designated how you can score in a goaltender. Of course, the upper and lower corners in the 5th area,
between the legs. And in that period, most of the Washington chances have been down low. And Locker's been able to make the saves. Jim Schoenfeld wants his players to shoot high on Locker, though. Meanwhile, Jim Carey, the left side, his glove side, is where he faced all the action. Nothing on his blocker side or his right side. Joseph Stumple had one chance. Carey, who's had a very good glove, bobbled the first chance, but again, his positioning very good. He's able to get over, cover up the short side, and make the save.
Second period begins with the Caps on the power play. Their second of the game. 1 minute remaining in the penalty, taken by John Roloff for holding. The Caps with Michael Pavanka, Dmitry Kristich, and Peter Bondra, Kalle Johansson, and Sergei Konchar, number 17, the rookie defenseman from Russia. First-round draft pick in 1992. Good pressure from Dave Reed, number 17, on Johansson, and in moves Brian Smolinski for Boston, number 20, with Raymond Bourque and Don Sweeney on defense for the Bruins. Konchar leads Bondra, and Bondra moves across. Now Pavanka. Up the boards for Johansson. Quickly on him, Smolinski. Deep is Pavanka. Back for Bondra along the boards. Good pressure from Sweeney and a turnover to Smolinski. Sweeney after the puck creates a 2-on-1 pass in front behind Dave Reed. Johansson with Reed all over him. Reed has become a penalty killing specialist. He sees the odd regular shift, the full complement shift, but mostly used as a penalty killer.
He's very smart. He has good size and skates well, and that gives him the advantage when he's killing penalties.
Teams are back at full strength, and the Caps are 0 for 2 on the power play. Here's Cam Neely moving in, fires it into the corner for Adam Oates. Pass back was blocked. Christmas tries to move it for Washington. Up the boards to Pavanka, and the big hit in the corner knocked the glass out of the partition. Ooh, man.
Holding his head. Well, this has been a game where, again, these two teams, they're physical. Both coaches expect their players, expect all their players to take the man and to hit hard. And big Glenn Murray, well, he's a big boy, 6'2", 215 pounds. He was in the corner. He helped knock that glass out. Actually, he missed a little bit on the check, but his follow-through with his arms and his elbow actually knocked out the glass. Still no score here at US Air Arena.
Only V8 offered in its class, Dakota Club Cab has more. More horsepower. More maximum payload. More room inside. 15 cubic feet more than Ford Ranger or Chevy S10. Oh yeah, and it also tows more. Dakota Club Cab, a little bigger, a lot better. At America's Truck Stop, the new Dodge.
No trendy health club. No $60 shorts. No bull. Speed Stick. Its no-nonsense formula never quits. It works and works. Protects all day, no matter what. Speed Stick for 110% protection. Like you, it never quits.
5 minutes.
And the maintenance crew here at the US Air Arena for the new pane of glass. Now walk carefully across the ice and replace the broken glass.
Sam, getting back to the Washington power play, one of the reasons why they're having a difficult time is that the Boston Bruins are putting a lot of pressure on the puck. Sweeney's right on the puck. As soon as the puck goes, the Bruins players go, and that's not allowing Washington to get control of the puck and set up and make a play, and eventually Boston is just simply going to clear the zone. Boy, that is just outstanding penalty killing, all kinds of pressure, just no time to make a play at all. As soon as they get the puck and try and move it, the Boston players, they're quick on the puck, they're causing turnovers, and eventually they just clear it down the ice.
There have been 3 power play chances in this game, 2 for Washington, 1 for Boston. Boston's was a 5-minute major advantage, and neither team's been able to score. In the first 2 games between these two teams, Washington 0 for 5 on the power play, so now it's 0 for 7, and Boston was 0 for 13, now 0 for 14. Just about ready to resume. We'll be right back.
is coming. To take cold. To take taste. To take smooth. To the extreme. Introducing Bud Ice. One ice that goes beyond the others. To take smooth. To the extreme. New Bud Ice.
You know, Linda's been my barber.
Silent.
For years.
Months.
And a while back, she told me.
Stop squirming.
No. She said I should do something about my flakes. I said, get a new barber? She said, get new Head and Shoulders. I said, you're serious? She said, yeah. Now it has Micro D, which fights flakes better without stripping your hair of the oils it needs. So my hair feels... no flakes. And I owe it all to my stylist.
New Head and Shoulders, because great hair can't have flakes. You know, eating Pizza Hut stuffed crust pizza backwards was kind of new to me at first. So I just kept eating slice after slice. You know, all you need is a little bit of practice, just like this great game of hockey. Billy, give me a wood.
I think they're all wood, Mr. Long.
Well, so they are, son.
Off the face-off, a shot by John Roloff deflects up into the crowd, stopping play. Mark Tenorti, big acquisition for the Washington Capitals, really solid on defense.
Well, Jim Schoenfeld calls him the whole deal. They made a trade with the Dallas Stars, sending Kevin Hatcher, who was here for many years, had some all-star years. They sent Kevin Hatcher to Dallas. They get Mark Tenorti here, and he has really fit in perfectly.
A couple of years ago, Washington had an excellent offensive defense led by Kevin Hatcher and Ally Afraidy, plus Kalle Johansson and Sylvain Cote. Now they've revamped the defense, and they're really a solid defensive group.
Yeah, that was 92-93.
Along the boards, Glenn Murray moves it. Kept in, but no, just across the line, just outside the line. The entire puck coming over the blue line outside and brings an offside whistle against the Washington Capitals.
Well, and even Mark Tenorti has had good offensive numbers in the past. His numbers are misleading this year, just a couple of goals and 7 assists for 9 points. But getting back to that 92-93 team, Kevin Hatcher, 34 goals. Ally Afraidy had 25 goals on defense. And then Sylvain Cote, 21 goals. That set a new NHL record for goals by 3 different defensemen in a season. And with Jim Schoenfeld coming in, his style of play when he was a player, and a very good player, defensive-minded, tough hockey, that's what he's built this Capital team into, and they're finally starting to see the rewards of playing good defense.
Afraidy was moved last year before the trading deadline, and Jim Johnson and Joe Ricci were brought in, and this year Tenorti brought in with Hatcher going the other way. Here's Johnson moving down against Kasatonov. Centers, blocked in front by Roloff, plays it to the boards. Roloff tied up with Jim Johnson. Dale Hunter's there for Washington, number 32, battling Adam Oates. Hunter keeps it alive. Oates stays with him. Big, tough battle along the boards, and Cam Neely helps out to clear the center. A little over 2.5 minutes gone by in the second period. There is no score in the game. Kasatonov moves it for Neely, past him. Ricci there for Washington. Knocked down by Roloff.
That's the other thing that Jim Schoenfeld is doing. He's got Tenorti against Neely as much as he can, but when Tenorti gets tired and he comes off, the second defenseman that Schoenfeld wants is Big Joe Ricci against Neely.
Steve Konowalchuk trying to play it to Juno. Donato able to clear out to Neely. Neely against Ricci. One-on-one. Neely taken out. Hard hit by Ricci, but Ricci went down. An indication of how strong Cam Neely is. Big, strong, horse, power forward.
218 pounds, and he's mean on top of it.
Joe Juno breaking in. Juno's back pass deflected by Pearson. Kicked away in front. Everybody slides toward the net. The puck went wide, and the net knocked off the peg, stopping play.
Joey Juno had an opportunity, decided to pass, and turned out to be not a good chance.
During the Dodge National Best Buy sale, we've made Dodge Intrepid an even better buy thanks to Intrepid's biggest incentives ever. Like up to $1,897 off, including up to $1,500 cash towards your down payment. Or select 4.9 financing instead of cash savings. So buy now, and Dodge Intrepid, the car that changed everything, can substantially change your bottom line. See the friendly Dodge dealer near you.
really think this is the right thing for us to be doing, Ivana?
What do your people think?
Let them talk.
Donna.
Ivana. It's wrong, isn't it?
But it feels so right.
Then it's a deal?
Yes, we eat our pizza the wrong way.
Crust first.
Introducing stuffed crust pizza from Pizza Hut. With a ring of cheese baked into a totally new, thinner crust, you'll want to eat it the wrong way. Crust first.
May I have the last slice?
Actually, you're only entitled to half.
Large, just $9.99.
The king of TV tabloid shows may have found the perfect guest.
I've slept with 162 celebrities.
Dream on after Married with Children tonight.
Joey Juneau was acquired from the Boston Bruins. They want him to start shooting more. Instead, he elects to pass. Good defense again by the Bruins, but Juneau, with an excellent opportunity, a good angle to take the shot, he elected to pass, and good defense by the Boston Bruins.
Your Blaine Locker, not only are pucks coming at you at 100 miles an hour, but 3 bodies are sliding into you.
He's a tough kid.
Glad you're with us for the debut of the NHL on Fox, and we will be with you for the next 5 Sundays in the regular season and on into the playoffs. We've got exciting hockey coming your way. This shortened NHL season, every game crucial to these teams battling for playoff position. Here's Peter Bondra shooting wide. Bondra has scored goals in 7 consecutive games, has 10 goals in the last 7 games. Pavanka hit and tied up. Kristich wrapped up by Brent Hughes, number 18. Puck comes out in front, played by Ted Donato. 3-on-2 out of the zone. Don Sweeney coming forward for Boston. Offside. Donato went in ahead of the play. Little over 4 minutes gone by in this second period. This line of Pavanka, Bondra, and Kristich, all Europeans. Pavanka from Czechoslovakia, Kristich from Russia, and Bondra, who was born in Russia, now a Slovakian citizen.
It's quite a line, and this was a line that last year, all 3 of them had off years. They just simply did not play well, but this year they've got things back going again.
So you've named them the Euro International line,
the Euro International. I think they named themselves that. They're looking for an identity. But they're having a much better year this year for Washington than they did a year ago.
Sounds like a banking firm to me.
Well, the money they make, they should be.
Juneau's got the puck, checked by Stumple around the boards for Kalle Johansson. Fires up ahead for Juneau, racing in. John Gruden there to knock it away. Played deep by Jeff Nelson. Up the boards, Smolinski hit by Gendron. Shot from the point, score! It went in off Locker. It's King Clee, the rookie defenseman. And the Caps have a 1-0 lead. Locker got a piece, but it went off the stick and into the net. Air Arena.
On the play, Sam, I believe Jeff Nelson is going to get the goal, but look at the forechecking by Washington. Taking the man, the puck will come all the way from the point. Jeff Nelson, who was behind the net, moved right in front. I believe he ends up deflecting this shot in. The puck seemed to drop a little bit and bounce a couple of times, and then it just gets, Locker just gets a piece of it, and it deflects high into the net. I believe Jeff Nelson might get credit for his first point and first goal of the season.
And they're dancing in the aisles at the U.S. Air Arena. Nelson has been a great goal scorer in the minor leagues at Portland, and they're looking for him to take that final step up to be a regular in the NHL. He's had 9 previous games, but this will be, he should get credit for the goal.
And all that action because of the aggressive forechecking by the Capitals, jumping on the puck, causing a turnover, and then just simply getting the puck to the net, where many good things can happen if you can get the puck to the net.
And it is Jeff Nelson's goal, his first in the NHL. And this is 10th NHL game. Offside was whistled against Boston coming across the line. 15:04 remaining in the second period. There's Sandy Moger, who played at Lake Superior State. He played 4 years at Lake Superior State. As you look at the goal scorer, Jeff Nelson, this telecast is presented by authority of the National Hockey League. It is intended for the private use of our audience. Any publication, rebroadcast, or other use of the pictures, descriptions, and accounts of this telecast without the express written consent of the National Hockey League is prohibited.
Good for Jeff Nelson. Nice to see a young kid into the league, get a chance to play. Hasn't played much tonight. He's been on the fourth line, so just a couple of shifts for Nelson, but he started to play by forechecking, causing the turnover, and then finishes it off.
And he just got the call last night. Greg Berube suffering from the flu. Here's Adam Oates coming in, checked by Kalle Johansson. Neely checked by Tenorti. And that's someone that Jim Schoenfeld wants on the ice when Neely is there. That's big Mark Tenorti. Steve Konowalchuk moves down. Konowalchuk, drop pass, left it for Hunter, but it was cleared aside by Casatono. Caps keep it in, and then Neely sweeps it out. Glenn Murray tied up with Tenorti. Johansson has the puck. Caps with a 1-0 lead. 14:10 remaining in this second period. Joe Ricci goes back for the puck, and an icing is whistled on the Boston Bruins. That'll bring it all the way back deep into the Boston zone as you look at the veteran defenseman Joe Ricci, who played in Buffalo, played with the New York Islanders, then was with Tampa Bay, and kind of lost favor down there, but the Caps picked him up late last season in a deal, and he has fit in very nicely with Jim Schoenfeld.
Yeah, he's filled a perfect role here, and they're doing such an outstanding job on the line of Oates and Neely in particular. At Brian Sutter's team, when you look at this team, there's not a great deal of balance. They're not getting the type of years out of some of their young players that they were expecting. Glenn Murray last year, 17 goals in the second half.
That one hit the post on the drive. Caps think it was in. Gonchar's shot hit the post and bounced out. The siren started sounding, but Mark Fawcett waved his arm, said no goal. He was in perfect position, but I bet they'll review this one as icing is whistled again. A long shot.
And Blaine Locker was able to get just a piece of it with his stick. Just a piece of it with his stick, and the puck right on the post and goes out the other way. So Locker has had some opportunities twice now in this game. He's had the puck get by him, hit the post, and go back out as opposed to going into the net. So the Bruins, just trailing 1-0, have had a little luck on their side with the post.
And it looks like no review after all. Mark Fawcett, who was on the play, clearly said it was not in, so no review.
Mark Fawcett was in perfect position. He was right there, saw the shot all the way, and without question at all, he made the right call.
Caps with a 1-0 lead. They have hit a post, hit a crossbar, and scored one as Michael Pavanka gets set to go against Joseph Stumpel. Two Czechoslovakian players. Don Sweeney moves the puck out for Brian Smolinski, but a good play by Ken Klee broke it up. Deflection to the Boston bench. Ken Klee, number 2, young defenseman out of Bowling Green. There's Dmitry Kristich. His goal production has gone down. There's Klee, a rookie defenseman, one of those many rookies you talked about for Washington, 23 years old, born in Indianapolis, played 3 years at Bowling Green University, and the last 2 seasons in the American Hockey League.
And again, he's able to come up, step into this lineup, play a defensive-minded game, doesn't have to worry about offense, just make sure the puck stays out of his net, and he hasn't looked out of place at all.
Puck around the boards. Smolinski and Bondra tied up. Kristich with a hit on Don Sweeney, and the puck is under Kristich. It's worked loose. Pavanka checked by Bork. Smolinski's got the puck. Thus far, Bork has had a real quiet game.
Yeah, he really has. He's not getting the puck much. Jim Schoenfeld wanted his team to come out and not only hit Bork, but what he calls is mark him. After you hit him, stay with him. Keep him out of the play offensively, and they've done that thus far.
Puck chopped away from Pavanka by Moger, then Bork lost the puck to Kristich. He's got Bondra with him. Bondra's too deep, couldn't control the puck. He's got it now. Checked by Bork. And Smolinski takes over. Able to clear the zone. Mark Tenorti chases after the rolling puck. Caps with a 1-0 lead. On the goal by Jeff Nelson. Assisted by Ken Klee. And 4:26 of the second period. Steve Leach takes it back and gave it up to Tenorti. Johnson back on defense. Able to clear the zone. All the way down. This will be an icing on the Caps. And again, the puck sent all the way down from the Boston side of the red line across the goal line. We'll be right back.
Good Son of a Gun Protectant. Nothing works better on your car's leather, vinyl, and rubber. It can turn just about anything into a great-looking car.
Nice car.
What, this pile of junk?
Give it the gun with Son of a Gun. And now give your tires a quick kick with one-step tire care.
When an asteroid threatens the Earth, these 4 adventurers may be our only hope. We're gonna save the world! Sliders, Wednesday after 9:0210.
Welcome back to the NHL on Fox. We are live at US Air Arena. It looks like me. Yeah, I've been squashed like that a couple of times. How about you? When you played on defense?
No, never.
No? Okay. Keep your head up.
I remember before they changed all the rules with fighting and whatnot, some of the old bench clearing brawls and that type of thing, or they used to get started because of those things.
Dale Hunter after the puck for Washington all the way down. Centers in front, broken up by John Gruden for Boston. Brent Hughes has the puck. Gruden joins him on the right side. Gruden replacing the injured David Shaw, who's missing his first game of the season, out with an elbow injury. Ted Donato trying to move it for Steve Leach. Bruins have had only 1 shot on goal here in the second period, and we've played 8 minutes 15 seconds. Out in center, Jim Johnson plays it in the Boston zone.
Sam, just not much room out there for either of these teams. They're playing so well defensively. They're not getting caught up the ice, and they're just breaking up plays for the most part in center ice.
Gruden works it deep. Mark Zadorny is there to steer it around for Jeff Nelson, but it's by him, and John Roloff is back to get it. Mentioned earlier, Ally Afraidy has been working out on his own, rehabbing a knee injury. Bruins at one point wanted him to have surgery. Here's Oates being pulled down on the way in. Nothing called on the play. Rob Pearson has it. Bruins bench wanted a call from Mark Fawcett. Did not get it. Tenori is there for Washington.
Great move by Oates at the blue line. Finally beat somebody one-on-one.
Roll-off shot. Glove by Carey. Holds on.
Getting back to Adam Oates. The Washington Capitals have players back, but he's got a little stutter step on Jimmy Johnson. Gets Johnson to get flat-footed and then goes around him, and Johnson, I think, got away with one. Without question, he pulled Oates down, and Oates was looking for the call, as was the Boston bench. No call at all.
Boston doing some hitting in the game. Adam Oates talking to Mark Fawcett. Veteran Adam Oates, who came out of RPI, won a national championship at RPI, NCAA championship in 1985. Signed as a free agent with Detroit, moved on to St. Louis, and then to Boston. And he's very close to signing a long-term deal with the Bruins that would keep him in Boston for the rest of his NHL career. Dale Hunter for Washington, checked by Alexei Kasatonov. And I think that's a good sign. Adam Oates is a great player.
Oh, he's a wonderful player, sometimes overshadowed because of Neely and Bourque in Boston, but there haven't been many better than Oates in the last 5 years. In fact, only Wayne Gretzky has more points than Oates in the last 5 years.
Offside was whistled against Boston. 10:28 to go, second period.
These days, people who really understand money carry the Discover card. That's because the Discover Card Cashback Bonus Award is just that, cash. Everyone can use more cash, and there's no annual fee. That's why the Discover card is the choice of people who really know the drill. It pays to Discover. Accepted wherever you see the Novus Network sign.
Off the face-off, the puck in the Boston zone. Bourque moving it, kept in by Peter Bondra. Dmitry Kristich going for it. Bourque knocked it away. Johansson sends it across to Ken Klee. Off of Kristich, and Bourque has it. For Joseph Stumple, who was tied up, back the other way come the Caps. Michael Pavanka moving in. Don Sweeney is there. He blocked the pass by Pavanka. Pavanka puts it in front, deflected. Chris Kristich knocked away by Smolinski and cleared out by Moger. Don Sweeney will play it.
Sam, again, that whole offensive rush by the Washington Capitals started at the Washington blue line, breaking up the play at the blue line. Then they're able to come back the other way, and they had a couple of good scoring chances.
Caps with a 1-0 lead as Dmitry Kristich moves down. Ray Bourque is there. A little hop step by Kristich. Juneau plays it deep for Bondra. Pass back, just missed Juneau. A little behind him. Brent Hughes for Boston out to Sandy Mulger. Mulger was drafted by Vancouver, played in their organization for 2 years at Hamilton in the American League. And a whistle stops play as Joe Ricci goes face-to-face. The net was knocked off. Ricci and Hughes nose to nose.
Brent Hughes back in the lineup tonight. He's had a bad back, and he was going into forecheck, tried to get past Ricci. I think he lost his balance a little bit and ended up running into goaltender Jim Carey. And on the play, boy, I'll tell you what, if you're a Washington Capital, you don't want Carey to get hurt the way he has played. Hughes runs into him, and that dislodges the net somewhat. Joe Ricci came to Carey's defense immediately. Well, Carey took a pretty good hit there. That kind of angle, it's not difficult to get hurt. And Ricci jumped in right away, came to the defense of their outstanding goaltender.
Looked like a little hip check from Brent Hughes. 9:15 to go in the second. Sergei Gonchar tried to move it, blocked by Steve Leach. Steve Leach on with Ted Donato and Brent Hughes. Puck around the boards. Gruden tried to keep it in. Leach does. Picked up by Donato. Gave it away to Ricci. Ricci looks around. He's got Joey Juneau with Jeff Nelson and Martin Gendron. One thing about Juneau, who scored only 4 goals, he's had different wingers all the time, every couple of games. That'll be an offside. Juneau went in ahead of the play with a rookie Gendron stick handling at the line.
And actually what happened in the offseason was that the Washington Capitals were looking to acquire some wingers that could play with Joey Juneau, so they went out and they acquired Pearson. They gave up a pretty good hockey player in Mike Ridley. Ridley went to Toronto. Pearson came here, and that just simply hasn't worked out yet.
We talked about the importance of this month of April as the teams drive for the playoffs. Look how close this race is from number 8 or number 9 and 10 with Florida and Hartford up to the number 3 spot.
And a lot of people counted out Washington because of that start that we talked about earlier, but they have really come back on. And as Schoenfeld was saying, you've got to stay with it. You can't go into a slump.
It's as far as Michelin science has ever gone. Our biggest breakthrough since we invented the radial. Technology that brings us to a new level of performance, in good weather and bad. In the rain, in the snow. Technology so advanced, it even saves gas. The new energy tires with Radial XSE technology from Michelin. It's science that goes beyond magic.
Off the face-off in the Boston zone. Bruins gain control. Here's Cam Neely in center. Mark Canordi on him. Neely fires from the sharp angle. Carey gloves it and holds it. Jim Carey, who grew up just outside of Boston, idolizing Tom Barrasso, another Boston man who has starred in the NHL and won 2 Stanley Cups with Pittsburgh. And Carey went to University of Wisconsin, which produced Curtis Joseph and Mike Richter of the New York Rangers.
That's why he went there. He had all kinds of offers to stay out east. In fact, he was an excellent baseball and football player. Gave those up his senior year, but all the offers, he decided to go to Wisconsin because of their goaltending coach and because of the alumni.
Another band in the NHL out of the University of Wisconsin. Neely along the boards is tied up. Cap can't clear. John Roloff keeps it in toward the net. Carey gloves it, holds on.
Again, Carey very cool, very calm, good positioning.
Doesn't leave you much around the net. Seems to control everything.
Yeah, the one rebound that we saw earlier in the period, or late in the first period, I should say, was really the only thing. And it was interesting. He had to totally change his style when he got to Wisconsin. Totally change it. And at the end of his freshman year, he was saying, I can't stop a puck this way. I can't stop a puck this way. And finally, he just kept working on it. And finally, everything came along, and that's why he's turned into such an outstanding goaltender.
He started the American Hockey League season with a 16-game unbeaten streak, 13 wins and 3 ties. Kelly Miller drops it off for Kalle Johansson. In deep, Miller chases it down for Washington. The back pass to Mark Canordi with room. The long shot stopped by Locker. Good save, and the puck's underneath him. And the whistle stops play. Locker through traffic with a good save on a tough low shot by Mark Tenorti.
One of the few times that any defenseman on either team has been able to take their time and get the shot. Tenorti with the long shot, traffic in front, so Locker's got to concentrate on the puck. He makes the first save. The rebound is there as well. Didn't know he had it, but it was under his pad. Still good positioning by Blaine Locker.
4 games in 6 days for the Boston Bruins. They beat Philadelphia on Tuesday. They won again on Thursday, and then against the New York Islanders on the road. Lost yesterday afternoon at home against the Rangers. 4th game in 6 days. A lot of playing time for Blaine Locker and the Boston Bruins.
Blaine Locker and Ray Bourque as well, who plays generally at least 30 minutes, half the game. And with all those games, and with this being a very physical game, it makes it even more difficult on a player like Raymond Bourque.
There's the calm man. Jim Carey made the save on Smolinski. Puck popped in the air. He gloved it and held on. At the end of today's game, Joe and I will select the new Dodge Player of the Game. Brian Smolinski, who is one of the big 3 goal scorers for Boston as far as their forwards are concerned. Neely's got 20, Smolinski's got 13, and Oates has 9.
Again, the save on Carey. Look how he just goes down, looks at it, makes the save.
Smoking! I knew we'd get Jim Carey in there. Thanks for the appearance, Jim. Long shot for the point was stopped. Ken Cleese got it for Washington. That's great.
And he is smoking. 11-2-2 in the month of March.
What a start. The Rookie of the Month and the Player of the Month in the NHL. That's incredible.
First time it's happened in the history of the league.
Dave Reed across to Ray Bourque. 1-0, Washington leading it. 7 minutes to go in the second period.
And Jim Carey says the biggest pressure that he faced was when he first got called up. He wanted to be accepted. He wanted the players to feel like he was a good goaltender.
This is Peter Bondra moving in. The back pass missed Kevin Kaminsky. Kaminsky, number 23, his first shift of the game. Kaminsky is a guy who likes to stir it up. He'll get in people's faces, and he'll really agitate. Rob Pearson was tripped up. Caps fans wanted a call. Nothing there. Riki's got the puck. Kaminsky's the man without the helmet. Played off the boards by John Gruden. It's an icing as it was shot in again from the Washington side of the red line. There is Kevin Kaminsky, recently suspended for 3 games. He was involved in an altercation
for stirring it up
against the Rangers. Yeah, he stirred it up with the officials as he pulled himself loose and was given a 3-game suspension for abuse of officials.
Yeah, he's just a little guy. He's only 170 pounds, but he goes in a straight line to the puck. Wherever the puck is, he goes. And he does his job because he goes after the other team's best players and tries to get them off the ice, and he does it effectively.
Ted Donato on the face-off for Boston. Tied up with Dale Hunter. Rob Pearson comes over to get it. Rob Pearson came over in an off-season deal with Toronto for Mike Ridley in an exchange of first-round draft picks. Puck played out in front. Riki's there to get it for Washington. Intercepted by Donato. Bristich has the puck. Fans roar as Steve Leach was knocked down. Joey Junot moves in. Toward the net, but wide. Around to Riki. He fires. Donato knocks it down and plays it all the way out. This will be an icing as the Bruins look to settle things down. Gonchar with a touch stops play. 5:46 remaining in this second period. There is young Sergei Gonchar and Blaine Locker.
And Blaine Locker, also a very confident player. When you look at these 2 goaltenders, and both of them could easily win the Rookie of the Year honors this year. There's a few other candidates, of course, but these 2 are going to be up there in the voting. They're both very confident. Jim Carey more the quiet confidence. Blaine Locker came in. Some people thought he was just very cocky because he came in and said, hey, this job is mine.
At the line, Tenorti knocked loose by Glenn Murray. Big number 44. Murray moves in. Jim Johnson, hard hit. Cam Neely after the puck. Battle along the boards. Kelly Miller, number 10 for Washington against Neely. Murray trying to poke it loose. Up the boards to Dale Hunter. Can't clear. Roloff plays it ahead. They continue to battle along the boards. Roloff in deep. Centering pass. Neely shot saved by Carey, and he covers up. Cam Neely, who is so strong, able to get shots off with men on him, got that one off. Carey with a good save.
The only way you can possibly defend against Cam Neely is to get his stick. He is too strong. You can be hanging on him. As long as he has his stick free, he'll get the shot off. And this is the first chance in this game tonight where Neely is able to get the shot off. Boy, Mark Tenorti right there, he's on him. And the amazing strength, Neely just shoots right through him. He just goes right past him. And Tenorti is big and strong and tough, but Neely able to get the shot off. Carey a pretty good save.
Oates against Hunter. Hunter wins the draw. Johnson moves it up the boards to Steve Konowalchuk, and now Dale Hunter. Knocked away from him by Alexei Kasatonov. Hunter's got it back. Johnson, who is moved up and back. On defense to forward, Caps lost Sylvain Cote early in the game on a major penalty for checking from behind. Puck around the boards to Mark Tenorti. Caps with a 1-0 lead. Just under 5 minutes to go in the second as Adam Oates plays the puck. For Glenn Murray. Knocked away from him, and an offside is whistled, stopping play. You know, you talked about fine rookies. You also have to consider Peter Forsberg of Quebec and Paul Correa of Anaheim.
Both outstanding offensive-type players that handle the puck and get people who kind of creep up on the edge of their seats when they play. Steve Konowalchuk, we talked about him a little bit earlier. Jim Schoenfeld talking about the youth of the team and giving them an opportunity. And even when they were losing, they weren't winning any games, and yet he stayed with these players. And he said some of them moved up and now play more regular, such as Konowalchuk. He said others we found out weren't quite ready to make the step.
Konowalchuk has goals in 3 straight games and 7 goals in his last 8. Matt Snaslin, who played on the Montreal Canadiens, been out of the game for 3 years, signing back with Boston, making a comeback, played for the Swedish Olympic team that won the gold medal.
And he's come in, he's done a good job. They didn't expect too much out of him. They wanted somebody that was heady, that was smart with the puck, that could play the power play, and he stepped in and he's done that well.
Puck cleared out by the Caps. Sent back in. Bruins have to get back onside. They do. Meanwhile, Kristich moves the puck down for Peter Bondra. Bondra on the backhand. Shot was blocked. Good checking job by Don Sweeney. Pavanka sets up Kristich. He shot it wide. Good setup, but he missed the net. Bork. Pavanka took down Bork. Bork with a big hit attempt. And Pavanka handled it well. Big battle in the corner. Sweeney with a hit. Puck out in front. Dave Reed able to move it to Matt Snaslin. Leaves it for Reed. Snaslin trying to get to the puck, denied by Ken Klee.
The 2-on-2 for the Bruins and no room at all. Washington played it perfectly. Boston didn't get a shot.
Good rush by Juneau, then he was stopped by Jamie Huscroft, allowing Gruden to move the puck. Huscroft has it again. A lead for Brent Hughes. Hughes against Gonchar. Pass blocked. Hughes again. Toward the net. Knocked down in front. Gonchar with the outlet, trying to hit Gendron. Gendron with great speed, gets to the puck, fires from a sharp angle, stopped by Locker, moves up the boards by Gruden. Riki keeps it in for Washington. No, it was outside the line. Put back in the zone, and that's an offside on the Washington Caps. 2:59 to go, second period.
Hi, I'm Cam Neely. Welcome to my workout. Let's start with a little scrimmage. Hey, come on. 1 and 2. Keep those elbows down. Remember to breathe. Now you want to get yourself right in front of the net. You know you're doing it correctly if you feel it right back in here. Let's head to the gym. Move those legs. Come on. Pump it. Pump it. Stay with me. Breathe. Back to the ice. Now for a really good workout, try playing against a future Hall of Famer like Ray Bourque. If you don't have a Ray Bourque, just use whatever you have around the house.
Boy, Neely and Bourque do good. Neely especially. He's become a polished actor.
Yeah, he really has. I know he's got some friends out in Hollywood.
Well, he was in the movie Dumb and Dumber. Got himself a nice little role. Enjoyed that.
Along with Jim Carrey.
Carrey got the benefit of a good whistle there from Mark Fawcett. He lost control. But the Caps have done an excellent job of keeping the big three of Boston quiet.
Boy, they really have. They're getting plenty of ice time, but just 5 shots between the 3 of them. No points, obviously. They're not on the scoreboard yet. And again, you made the point earlier, Sam. Washington in the previous 2 games has allowed 2 goals against the Boston Bruins. They're just outstanding. They're keeping the shots to the outside. They're staying close to Raymond Bourque. Adam Oates with the exception of the one rush, really hasn't had any chances.
Back behind the net, Glenn Murray was tied up by Jim Johnson. Steve Konowalchuk looking for the puck up for Dale Hunter. Hunter has the puck, gets it out to Kelly Miller. With 2:20 to go in the second period, Caps with a 1-0 lead on a goal by Jeff Nelson. A deflection of a shot from Ken Klee. Konowalchuk against Kasatonov. Around the boards, Oates and Johnson. The puck picked up by Huscroft. He clears the zone. And Murray gets to it. Murray drops it back for Oates. Oates for Neely. Good play by Tenorti in front to break it up. Back the other way, Jim Johnson for Washington. Johnson against Kasatonov. Pass was tipped. And down goes Hunter and a penalty called. Glenn Murray coming back with Dale Hunter. Took Hunter down. Murray will go off, and the Caps will get a late power play.
It was the first time that Boston had the odd man rush, but good job by Jimmy Johnson and Tenorti. Johnson moving in, Hunter trying to get to the net, and there's big Glenn Murray trying to prevent a goal. That's actually a pretty good penalty to take in that situation. Hunter would have had a good opportunity to get the shot off, but again, Jim Johnson in this game, we've seen him do a number of different things, play defense and make the rush as well.
A little conversation between Hunter and Locker.
Boy, he has had some kind of career, Dale Hunter. One of the most intense players ever to play in the National Hockey League. People thought that 5-6 years ago that he was finished, and he just keeps playing. And this year now the captain of the Washington Capitals.
He's one of those guys who's got his good sides and his bad sides. He's had moments where he had the big suspension in the playoffs after the cross-check on Pierre Turgeon of the Islanders a couple of years ago. But when he's on your team, Jim Schoenfeld loves him.
Yeah.
Power play Caps their third of the game. They're 0 for 2. Caps leading 1-0.
Pardon me, Sam, but Jim Schoenfeld saying that was the only choice for him.
Dave Reed, he's hauled down by Kristich. That's a penalty. Kristich just put a headlock on Dave Reed and wrestled him down. And a good effort by Dave Reed to draw the penalty.
Well, Dave Reed at 217 pounds. He also has the speed that we talked about, but he does a good thing. He just cuts in right to the net, forces Kristich to have to pull him down. He moved from his right to his left, right into the body of Kristich. Kristich couldn't avoid the play and ended up having to just pull him down, but good strength and speed by Reed, shorthanded.
I've seen that at the rodeo a couple of times.
Yeah, the lasso, right?
Minute 32 remaining in the second period. The teams will now skate at 4 aside as Dmitry Kristich goes off for holding at 18:28. Murray had gone off for hooking at 18:09. And the team's back at full strength. There is Dave Reed. This is his second tour of duty with the Boston Bruins. Started his career with Boston, went up to Toronto, and came back.
Now, in fact, the year in Toronto, he led the league in shorthanded goals with 8, so outstanding penalty killer.
Very effective role player. 1-0, Washington leading it. Late second period, team skating 4 aside as Joe Ricci sends it deep after Don Sweeney against Peter Bondra. Sweeney and Bork with Smolinski and Naslund for Boston.
And this is where you have to really watch Pivonka and Bondra. Now with each team a man short, there's more room on the ice. Bondra has been extremely hot, and he has great speed.
Bork controlling, turns for the shot that was partially blocked by Johansson. Bondra, number 12, with Pivonka, number 20. Kalle Johansson and Joe Ricci for Washington. Less than a minute to go in the second period. Washington leading 1-0. That'll be an icing on the Caps. Going all the way down. That'll bring the face-off back deep into the Washington zone. There is Michael Pivonka.
Michael Pivonka is the best athlete on this Washington team. In fact, back when he was 16 years old, growing up in what was then Czechoslovakia, he was a track and field star. In fact, he won a contest, won a championship within the country for the javelin throw. And the person he ended up defeating was a man by the name of Jan Zalesny. Zalesny is now the current world champion in the javelin throw.
But Pivonka did tell you that he wouldn't do it now. He wouldn't be involved in the javelin now.
He says hockey's easier.
Oates and Konowalchuk for the face-off, and the Caps control. Jimmy Johnson back on defense on this 4-on-4 situation. Miller hit by Bork. Maintains control. Johnson has it now.
And now you have two differing styles here. You've got Oates and Neely, and Washington counters with a couple of checking type forwards.
Offside whistled against the Boston Bruins. 25.6 seconds remaining. Don Sweeney questions the call of the linesman.
This has been a frustrating night, or day, I should say, thus far for Adam Oates. He just can't find any room on the ice. Cam Neely, we talked about, had the one good scoring chance from the slot, but Oates just hasn't been able to handle the puck. They've really done an outstanding job on him. Staying close, he doesn't have the puck, unable to make the passes, and when you take away the pass from Adam Oates, you really take a lot away, most of his effectiveness.
So the shots on goal, 9-4 for Boston, but not many quality shots.
Most of them from the side.
Yes. Final seconds ticking off. Caps with a 1-0 lead. Don Sweeney plays it deep into the Cap zone. Jim Johnson back for it, reverses up the boards. This is Martinordi, long shot deflects wide of the net, and that does it. So the Caps get the only goal, and at the end of the second period, it's Washington 1, Boston 0. We'll go back to James Brown in our Hollywood studios after these messages and a word from your local Fox station.
From the director of 48 Hours.